Wow, that was fast. I actually didn't even mean to press the go live button. So anyways, this is also kind of like a test to see if these stickers kind of hold up. So I've had positive results with these stickers so far that I make, and I figured I'd throw a sacrificial one on here just to see what it does on an exhaust pipe. So see if we can get some fire. Obviously, the fire would be more on this side, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when I got the thing on there. So the title of this COVID and coffee. The title of this COVID and coffee is exactly how sometimes I do feel about nitro stuff. And what's great is that it brings out a lot of people. And I mean, it brings out some positive, it brings out some negative, it brings out just whatever. It seems like a majority of it is, people, again, just wanting to kind of like help each other. And that's the cool part. Now, I'm not some, nitro anything. I'm also noticing my exhaust pipe. It almost looks like it hits the arm. Maybe it doesn't. Yeah. So I revived kind of this Earthquake 3.5 again. And why I say again is because when I got this, fired it up, did the whole break-in process, everything seemed to be going fine. And then basically everything went to exactly what the title is. Sometimes a good, sometimes a shit. So, and that's basically, like I said, that's really how I feel. I feel like this thing is all over the place right now. So trying to tune it yesterday, there's obviously a whole bunch of things, that, you discover, things you find. I found out that I had a leak in one of the lines, and it was actually the feed line. So while I was priming the system by putting my finger over the exhaust pipe and just giving it a couple of cranks, while I was doing that, I saw like look like a cobweb. And I know that sounds weird, but I wouldn't have been surprised. But I think my mind kind of wasn't really like thinking right, but it looked like a little cobweb. It was such a small straight line that was coming from the line, and it was going to like the gearbox in the rear end, kind of like towards the shock tower area. And my eyes saw it, but I didn't really see it. You know what I mean? Like I saw it and I was just like, oh, cobweb, weird. Do you know what I mean? Because like there shouldn't have been a cobweb there, but there was. Yeah. So then I realized that the line was leaking. No big deal. The thing would have ran anyways, just because it's still getting fuel. But I'm glad I did catch that. The rest of the line seems fine. There might be an issue with the actual tank itself. The tank itself, doesn't look like on the outside that it's leaking, but the way the tank is designed, it's got a tube that goes down to the bottom. It catches fuel, and maybe somewhere inside the tank, maybe there's like a crack or something on that little feed line that goes down in the tank. I'm not really concerned about that right now, because looking at the fuel line when it's running, I can see the tinge of fuel. And obviously when it gets down to I don't know, like a less than a quarter or about a quarter of a tank, the vibration of just the vibration of the motor kind of vibrates the fuel, and it causes a couple of air bubbles to come in, and no big deal. But tuning this thing yesterday, I felt in some ways I was getting really close. I felt like idle was mint at one point. I definitely feel that there's some type of an issue with this carburetor. Now, a few people have commented in there that the guy Hybrid has one of these, and he went through, I think, similar carb issues, like tuning issues that, scratching his head trying to figure out. I really don't know, but someone had mentioned it. Scratching his head, I guess, trying to figure out what's going on, and I guess he put on a TRX carb or something like that, which that was a thought to see if I could, well, it was a thought, but my TRX carb needs to be rebuilt anyway because the thing is 20 years old. Now, this Red Cat is only in-house from 2019. 2019? Yeah. So like I said, I bought it a couple of years ago. I think I said like 3 years ago, but in reality, yeah, it's only a couple of years because I think it's sat too for a little bit. But whatever. Broke it in, everything seemed fine. Tried to tune it last time, and it just wouldn't tune. I had to like baby the throttle. I had to like, you would get it going one way and then get it going another way, and you would either have, you know, a great throttle blip and then it would die, or you would have a sketchy idle, but it would be fine on 2-speed. Like it was weird. And that was from brand new. And I decided to, and that was also when I was running crappy fuel. I think I put the Traxxas fuel in here, and then maybe I went to another fuel. I don't write things down, so, and I probably should. But I'm noticing a couple of things. I got my wires pinched for my receiver right now. I'm just noticing that right now. But I want to. Yeah, I gotta pop that clip. What I kind of feel like, I feel like I adjusted everything to the best of my ability yesterday. And I kept on getting I kept on getting a no resolve to issues. A lot of people were saying it's too rich. And the thing is, though, is that I had closed off the high speed needle. So how is it rich if it's closed off? And then when I just cracked it, like, and I say like an eighth, it might have been a quarter, might have been an eighth, might have been, you know, I don't know, 3/8. I just don't even know. It might have been, you know, 5/15/16. Who knows what the heck it was? It was actually 17/18. So whatever. I got frustrated, and some people like, it's never good when you got to crank it like full turns, and it's like, yeah, I know, guy. You got to put yourself in my position where I'm adjusting it, little 16-inch little cranks, little 1/4-inch cranks, and the cranks are getting bigger and bigger, and then it's like, yeah, okay, crank it all the way in, back it out, see if I can start from there, go to the low speed needle, go to the idle needle, or the idle slide. And it was just like, still I'm laughing, but it does get frustrating because when you want to just run this thing, it's just like you can't. And you can see, like, if you go back in, it was either 2020 or 2019 when I did run this thing, you could see the struggle that it had. I would literally have my driver with me and adjust the damn thing so that I could drive it, and then it would just, I had to like, it was just messed up. It wasn't normal, is what I'm saying. So that being said, there are a couple of other people I think that said that they had, like I think KGM said that he's got an earthquake, or there were a couple of other people that said the earthquake is their like best Nitro basher RC, and that's stinking awesome. You guys obviously know what you're doing, and I don't, and that's great that you guys are at least commenting in here and trying to get me squared away on getting this thing running. I do believe right now, and I kind of have believed that I've got carb issues. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pull the carburetor off. I don't feel I have fuel issues. I'm running 2 different types of fuel. It doesn't matter what fuel I put in it. It just does not tune. So, I mean, it does. It half tunes. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do, I am going to pull the carburetor off. And what I want to do is see if there's anything that's apparent, anything that's like obvious to the naked eye. And I will use this device. Technically, I'm using the stream, and I'll be able to zoom in and see if I can see anything. I might not be able to see anything. It might be something that, you know, with the way the carburetor is designed, it might be something that's really deep and internal that just is messed up, or it could be something very simple. But the only way to figure that out is to at least give it a shot to pull this thing apart and see if there's anything just obvious. And like I said, it is suspect, highly suspect. It is suspect that there is the possibility that it is a manufacturer defect and not a defect of RC Guy Garage here. So, I mean, I am defective, but it's a different type of defective. So I'm gonna just like, set up my iPad thing here so that I can see like if anybody's in here. Let's see. X out of there. X out of there. There we go. Nitro issues.
Hey guys, we're giving away a ton of Cobalt tools for free.
Those ads, man. I'm sick of this. How is it that these scam ads are allowed on these platforms, but if you were to post something political, it gets like some kind of fact checked, and then like you get thrown in jail? Or I don't get thrown in jail because I don't do any political crap because like I care less. But anyways, and just like I said, I'm gonna just jump in the chat. I will then start just breaking this thing down a little bit, drain out the fuel tank. Not the way I did yesterday. That was awesome. Can't believe that. Pulled the fuel line off. Wasn't even thinking there was fuel in the line. So when I set it down, what did it do? It siphoned the tank out because of gravity. And basically almost 3/4 of the tank of fuel was all over my bench. My bench was nice and clean. I'll tell you that. Definitely made my bench clean. So who do we got here? We've got Emily. Good morning. You actually first. Mattio, what's going on, man? Good morning. Do some. Oh, okay. You've got to do some painting and flying later. Awesome, man. Vito, good morning to you. Addicted, what's going on, guy? Grizzly RC Carlson. This is the first time I think you've been here. What's going on? From Wisconsin. That's crazy, man. C Stone, what's going on? Good morning to you. Keep up the hard work. Nothing hard about it, guy. This isn't work. Building stone walls and stuff like that, that's work. This is just play. But I'm just joking. Let's see. Jeremy Stewart, good morning to you. Live and you're off work today. Nice. Harold, what's going on, guy? Good morning. Let's see. Guy, you have the newest version. Guy, you have the newest version of it. I don't know. I just saw it like in 2019. I was just like, yeah, cheap RC, might as well just grab it. Nitro, should be fun. Yeah, should be fun. Zarek, what's going on, man? Sergeant J, what's going on? Hit up hybrid. No, I'm not going to hit up hybrid. And that's not being ignorant. He can be the guru, all he wants. And, if he comes in here and he wants to say stuff, but the thing is that sometimes in order to, and this is only just the way I am. It's not that I am hard-headed. For me, because I am a visual learner, I'm a hands-on kind of person. I cannot learn by reading in books. It just does not work. I've been this way my entire life. I never did homework in school, which was very, very bad because it affected my grade horribly. 60% of the grade back when I was in school, 60% was homework. And the issue with me is that just like my daughter is way better than I am, and so is my son. But they are also, I don't know if it's genetic or whatever it is. I'll say all three of us are more of a visual learner. You got to have hands-on. Somebody could tell me what to do, but I need to like see it for myself. Yeah, it's not that I'm against help. I'm not, because obviously when you look in chat and stuff like that, it's great. I've already said it, but I got to figure it out myself, because if I don't, I'll never be able to figure it out. Like right now, to at least pull the carburetor off and just see if I can see anything. And like I said, there's probably some internal stuff going on. Who knows? Maybe there's like some O-ring that was never there. But then again, would I ever know that it wasn't there if I don't read? I don't know. It's the struggle of my life. That engine most likely had air leaks. Yes. Mike Fontenot. I love you, man. You're so awesome, man. You are the king of. Oh my god. Joe Gurdon, what's going on, guy? Jimmy George, stick with the same. Yeah, I know it'll help because at least if I stick with the same fuel, at least that kind of irons out one thing. But you can only run just so many tanks of fuel until you're out of fuel, and then you get fed up. Mark, I'm the same, can do and learn anything with my hands, just not right. Yeah, and I don't know if it's because I just don't have the patience for reading. I hate it. I hate reading. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm not that I can't read. I just hate it. I would rather just go do something. I'd rather go work on my car than read a book. You know what I mean? I like activeness. I like, give me a damn, you know what? I would rather sweep the halls of school than read a book. How about that one? I'd rather be that guy that's sweeping the halls than read a book. I say school because it's the only thing that I could think of. Because I remember janitors. You remember those red brooms? I don't even know if they have those anymore. Massive, like, what were they, like 4-foot brooms that had like the it looked like a fringe on the end of it, and it had like the swivel. I love those things. Those things were awesome. I used to, like, when I was sitting, and get this story, okay? This is story time right now. Back when I was in elementary school, I spent a lot of time on what's called the bench. The bench was school's way of punishing you, putting you in the spotlight of also being in trouble. Like, I don't think they can do that nowadays. It's like a form of, like, I guess, embarrassment or whatever, but I was never embarrassed. I could care less. I was sitting on the bench. All I know is I wasn't in class. So it was boring sometimes. But I remember watching the janitor and how articulate he was with how he would slide that thing on the floor. And for me, honestly, even the mechanics of those old brooms with the swivel, you know, because I obviously saw the guy, and, you know, we kind of almost would have a conversation. I wasn't supposed to talk, too. That's the other thing, too. You would get even more trouble if you spoke. Like, if you're sitting there on the bench, and the bench, here's the best part about it. They all thought it was like embarrassment, but it wasn't. The bench was seated right at the main entrance to the school, because the main entrance to the school, I think, like most, leads to like the main office. So like the main office was like straight ahead, and the bench was on the left-hand side. So if parents were walking in, whatever, you know, the parents would look at you, and, you know, you would think like other kids would be embarrassed. And I may have felt a little embarrassed initially, but then it became just a regular deal, and it's just like, oh, whatever. And I think they realized that it wasn't working, so they had to figure out something else with me. So, but I would talk, I would get, you know, detention and all that in elementary school, the whole everything. But I remembered watching just the mechanics of even just the broom, just the way the guy was able to manipulate it, and you know, he knew his job, and I don't know, I always looked at everything in a mechanical kind of way. So anyways, Venom, what's going on, guy? Let's see. I just prefer the electronic. Yeah. Vito, you're the same way, hands-on visual. Yeah. Yep. Dust mop. Yes. Is that what it was called? A dust mop? Alexa, show me images of a dust mop.
Here's what I found online.
What the hell's that? Oh, yes! That is it! That is awesome. That is crazy. Yes, the dust mop. But I remember them being red. Now they come in all different colors. Green, blue, yellow, pink. Yep. Yes, those was awesome. I feel you on reading. Yeah, I mean, and that's not discounting people that read in any sense of the way, because when you do read, you do gain a certain amount, and I know all this. You gain a different information. And it's not like I never read anything. I do. I read when it's, I think I read when it's really ultra important. It's just different. Would I prefer to go ahead and go through life without reading? Yeah. But I mean, there are some things that you do read about. And I think I was that kid that when you're in school, I was the kid that had the Hot Rod and Carcraft magazines in my bag. Like, I was more interested in looking at those than doing schoolwork. And I actually got good grades, except for the fact that 60% of my grade was affected because of homework. So, don't forget, today is COVID and coffee. Well, today it's COVID and coffee. Don't forget, get yourself a coffee. You can only read for so long before the words start getting blurry. Yeah, right. Yep. Lauren, what's going on, guy? Give me a shovel and a dude. Right there. You just said it right there. Give me a shovel and a sledgehammer any day. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes. Fresh air, sun, the whole deal. I love it. And that's why, what do they say? That there's a butt for every seat, right? There's a job literally for everyone. that janitor loved his stinking, well, I shouldn't say he loved his job, but it appeared like he loved his job. All right, so like what's his name there, my best friend there, Mike Fontenot, said blah blah blah, and that is what we're doing. So I'm gonna switch over to the other camera and then just jump into popping this thing apart. I'm gonna try and do it in the most minimalistic way. I'm gonna, by gravity, I'm gonna drain the fuel just so that I don't end up with a mess. I'm going to drain it back into, I'll probably put it into one of the Bones Brew things. And then, yeah, take off the one fuel line, take off the air cleaner, disconnect the rod for the carb slide, and then, you know, undo the nut that's on the back side and kind of pull that carb out. And like I said, kind of like, and I am going to be using this to kind of zoom in. And like I said, to see if there's anything obvious. I mean, it just, the thing idles mint. I mean, you saw it. Well, if you saw it, before the wheels even stopped, just, I would throw the glow plug on and immediately pull that ripcord, and the thing was fired up and running. So, I just don't know. Was it getting too much fuel? Was it starving? Is there no real adjustment with this thing? I suspect that it's just because it's Red Cat and it's just junk. So yeah, okay, switch this thing around here. All right, there you go. Nitro gives you something to do, you know it, guy. Yeah, Nitro gives you something to do. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna drain the fuel into one of my Bones Brew things, empty Bones Brew. So just pop out the fuel line. Let's see. Get this going. Hey, look at that. Mint. Let's see if it works. Check it out. Is it working? It'll work once I do this. Or once I pop this. Or maybe not. Maybe I gotta blow into that. I gotta bring it closer to me. Hey, there we go. Now, I did actually hear, because somebody in the comment said to check the O-ring for the tank. So it's funny, as I was kind of hearing something, and there's 2 screws, I believe, will pop this whole tank out. So I'm going to go ahead and go after those screws. I did hear, it did sound like there was air escaping. So that, but I don't want to say that that was the issue, because the tank is pressurized enough, and like I said, there were only air bubbles in the line when there were air bubbles in the line only when it would get to, you know, like a quarter of a tank or whatever fuel was in there. So it's just 2 screws to go ahead and pop this tank off. So I'm going to just get this out of the way. It'll make it easier too to get to the fastener that's holding the carburetor on. So, and I'm going to use my electric drivers just to make it faster. So if you got headphones on, just watch it. I shouldn't even say it, just danger. I mean, it's not throwing a code. So I am going to clean this up. Now, all the pink that I'm seeing on this seam, this was all just fuel from me. There is a crack right there, but that's nothing. So that looks like that's just when the fuel overfills. It has a channel to kind of like go down and in. But I do want to, so somebody did say just check the O-ring. That seems fine. So I'm going to kind of pressurize the tank with my, yes, with my mouth. And it holds mint. Boy, nitro fuel tastes awesome. Did I just lose that screw? Uh-oh. I already lost a screw? Nice. I think I just heard it hit the ground. Oh, where'd that screw go? Ah, did I lose the screw? There's only one here. I guess I did. All right. Tank seems like it's fine, so I'm not going to go with that. And that screw definitely went for a ride somewhere. Fuel line's fine. Tank is fine. I found this one. All right. So now we got both screws. It is kind of nasty under there. Just from that fuel just pouring everywhere when I overfilled it the other day. Rest in pieces. What's going on, guy? 12 Gary, what's going on, man? From the UK. This must be your first time here, man. Yeah, there is something about nitro that is cool because, and the way I look at it is, you've got a combustion engine that's running your RC. I've always liked that fact. So disconnect the little thing here, the little ball end. Wish there was a way to do it without wrecking the thing here. Pop this off. Plenty of flow. It's not like it's stuck. It's definitely not stuck. All right. Whoa, that was nasty. Now I got the oil filter oil in my mouth. So I'll pop that off without wrecking stuff. There is a, I thought there was a tool that I had that could pop that off without wrecking the boot. I don't know if it'll come off. I don't want to wreck stuff. Maybe if I can, like, I just feel like I'm gonna break it. Damn. Yeah, there's gotta be something. I got something that should be able to pop it off, I thought. This little ball end thing here. Will this work? Pop that off? Hey, look at that. Actually, stinking tool worked. All right, now I'm just going to go after the little screw that's right there. Not the screw, the nut. And that ain't it. That ain't. Is this it? No. I was right the first time. No, I wasn't. What kind of size is that? Gonna have to use a wrench. Yeah, I don't know what size that is. It's almost like it's standard. So, let's see what I got here. Use my ignition wrenches. That ain't gonna work. And that one works. What hell size is that? 15/64. 15/64 fits perfect. The heck is 15/64 in metric? Because that fits mint. All right. Is it loose enough? Hey. So, I'll look inside of there. No, that's mint. All right. Get you down low. Let's check out this cob. See if I can see anything obvious with this thing. Get a paper towel. There we go. All right. Use my screen here. So I'm going to put this over here so I can see what's going on. RC Lunatic, what's going on, man? So what I'm trying to do is I'm just enable the flash. Trying to see if there's anything obvious. There's gunk in there. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pull off this little throttle thing here. throttle arm. Let's see how this boot comes off. How's this boot on there? Pull this little needle out. See what we're looking at there. Where's my screwdriver? Where'd it go? There it is. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the, technically like the idle needle out. See what I'm looking at here. Definitely feels like there's some resistance here, which is good. Almost feel like I should put oil on it. Boy, when zoomed in, my fingers are mangled. It's a little bit of schmutz on there. The O-ring that's on there seems like it's fine. Definitely had a good amount of resistance, but it does seem like it's like extra nasty. Let's look inside there. What am I seeing right there? I think I need to clean that out a little bit. See what's going on in there. Grab a Q-tip. Looks like it's nice and clean in there now. Okay. Now, let's see what we got here. Just pulling the carb out, that felt mint. Let's see. Need another. Where's my wrenches? Where the heck are my wrenches? I had them just yesterday. Where the heck are they? Where the heck my wrenches go? Ah, there we go. Let's see if I've got what I need. Monster Jam guy. You're awesome. I think I'm going to need my other wrenches. Yeah, you grew up around cars, Mark? Yeah, I did too, man. Best way to live. At least for me. My whole family, basically. I'm gonna get my Q-tip in there just to see what I can see here. So that looks like when they boarded, it just went all the way. Okay. Let's check this. Huh. What is going on there? Funny, I can't see through the hole. Figure I would be able to see some kind of light through the hole. Oh, there we go. Now I can see it. See, the camera helps mint. So that's mint. Nice and wide open. Now, let's just pull this out and see what we're looking at. Eric, what's going on, guy? Super Trap exhaust, man. Remember that. Let's see what we're looking at here. It's awesome because I'm using the stinking camera to look at stuff. Also makes you realize how mangled your hands are. Oh my God. I put food in my mouth with these things. Holy crap. Oh, that's terrible. All right. Let's get a look at this here. God, my fingers don't look that bad. Holy crap. Look nasty. So now what I want to do is I'm going to drop a touch of oil just inside of here. The only reason why is because when I go to put this back in, I want the O-ring to have just a little bit of lubrication. So I always use shock oil. It's just the way I do it. I just want to see. Oh man, that feels nasty. I'm not seeing anything like obvious, like right now. But what I want to do is I want to see how that little needle does. And always wear gloves when you do stuff like this. It's very, very, oh, you know what I didn't look at? Ah, now my hands are all nasty. Because I wonder what it looks like when this seats down. Look at the profile of it. Like if it was like warped or something. I don't feel like I see anything. But what I want to do is I want to crank this all the way in. Oh, crap. Okay, so that's cranked all the way in. Doubt I'll be able to see inside of there. See, what I don't know is I don't know if that needle, I can see where it's buried there. I can't see inside the orifice, so I don't know if that needle is, I mean, I can see the needle a little bit. All right. I need to pull this back out for a second. What I need to do is apply a vacuum on that, which I'm not going to show you how I'm going to apply a vacuum on that. Not going to show you how I apply vacuum. But trust me, I'm applying vacuum. All right. I believe that's not seating. What I need to do is I think I need to throw, so I need something on there. I'm going to pull this needle out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the needle out. I've got an idea of where it's seated here. So I'm just going to compare the needle to the actual needle holder, for lack of a better word, whatever the hell it's called. The seat. And I'm going to put a little bit more stuff in there. But I want to see. Because in relation to where this is, it's right there. And that's all I want to say right there. It's not seating down far enough, I think. I think that's the issue. Boy, you know, I wonder if I've got... I don't feel like that is going in enough. Maybe that's what my issue is. Because looking at it right there, you know what I'm saying? Like how this works? There is a taper on there. You could definitely see it's tapered. But I don't think that the needle is sitting into that seat deep enough. At least that's what my eyes are seeing with at least this. And that would kind of make sense why there's no adjustability in the tune on the high end, right? Because the thing was running way too rich. And I did close this all the way off, supposedly, and it didn't block off. So that means, which way is it? So that first step is fine. I think it's that, I think it might be that secondary point. Yeah, that's what I think it is. I'm gonna grab another carburetor I've got and see if I can find a needle and seat. I'm gonna see if I can find a needle and seat for that. I've got other carburetors, but that doesn't mean it's gonna fit. And yeah, these are way different. These aren't gonna work. Crap. I wonder if the Traxxas one. That would be funny. Not that it's going to work, but I do have an OS Max. This definitely ain't going to work. But wouldn't that have been funny? This is a brand new motor. That would have been cool if I could have used something like this. It's got the remote needle. That would have been cool. Yeah. That would have been mint. Crap. Oh well. So I suspect what it is the machining of this piece is incorrect. That's what I think I'm seeing with my eyes. Again, I'm no guru, but I think that's what I'm seeing. I think I'm seeing the fact that this needle just does not sink in deep enough for tunability. I think. It just looks that way, man. It totally makes sense. Because you can see that there's a definite taper. There's a definite taper on there, which gives you your fuel adjustability. But if this piece cannot seat down far enough, you won't have any adjustability. And that's what I think I'm feeling. So the only thing that I think I might be able to do is take a drill bit and maybe if I could find a drill bit that was like literally exact. And that would be horrible to use a drill bit, but it would work. But is that... No, I don't have any seating compound. No, I got the only seating compound I've got is my seat that I'm sitting on. That's what I think I'm seeing, man. Oh, man. That's gotta be it. That's literally it. I really think that that's it. Ah, crap. Idle was meant. It's literally that. It's gotta be it. That's gotta be the issue. God, I feel like that's the issue, man. Because that screw only goes that far. That's nothing. It's like it's the wrong needle. Look at that. That's how deep, that's how far it goes. That's definitely not enough. All right. Well, that was quick. Well, that's where we end this live. Just kidding. I'm gonna just get some paper towel in there. Just see if I can get down in there and clean that orifice a little bit. Oh, usually there's 2 rings on this? This looks like it would only have 1, though. Why would it need the other ring? Do you know what I mean? Because it's technically sealed. Do you know what I'm saying? When you look at this. So you're thinking that it might need an O-ring right there? Would I have the manual? Come on, guy. Is that reading? We already talked about this. Yeah, it definitely seems like it's too short. That's why I'm saying, I mean, this thing is junk anyway. If I could just take a drill bit and maybe just drill down. You know, like Oak Island here. Could treat this thing like Oak Island. Drilling down. But yeah, that might really screw things up. But not really. it doesn't work anyway. What's the point? Yeah, so anyways, I think that's the issue. Again, like I've said, I'm no guru, but what my eyes think I see is I think that needle and seat, like it's as if it's either the needle just isn't long enough, like maybe they used the wrong needle somehow, or the seat itself wasn't, well, I mean, now that would be just the needle. Well, either way, it doesn't seem like it's matched right. And like I said, I applied a vacuum, and I don't recommend doing it that way, but it works. I did apply a vacuum to this, and it was open. So it's like literally there's no tunability in this. Damn. That's frustrating. You can see, at least I think I can see. So see how there's like a little taper right there? That taper can technically bottom out, or what it's supposed to do is that little taper part right there is supposed to bottom out, I think, in two ways, this and that, so that you don't seat the needle to where the needle breaks off. You know what I mean? And when I closed up the needle all the way, I shouldn't have done that. When I closed up the needle all the way, I applied vacuum and it didn't seal. So that's what I'm going with. The other thing too is I wonder if the bore here is deep enough to accept. Oh, it definitely is. What the hell? That's really dumb, man. And that just goes to show you from day one, at least, like I'm saying, somebody else might, know better than me that, saying I'm wrong, but the way a needle and seat work, that's why this thing has no tunability. All right. There's really nothing else to do. I mean, I could take apart the rest of the carburetor, but why take apart the idle circuit if the idle circuit is mint? Like, I mean, the idle and the low speed is mint. It's literally the high speed. There's no adjustability in it. Man, what a bummer, man. That stinks. Well, maybe because I'm right here, maybe I should just... Nah, the low speed is mint. I shouldn't be going any further. I think pretty sure I found the issue. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the rest of this apart. Just to look. Might as well, I guess. I'm already here. Might as well do it. So fairly confident, found the issue. So I'm gonna go ahead and that's crappy, man. That must be all the way out already. Yeah, it's all the way out. So let's see. Pop this little boot off of here. No, definitely not an electric conversion. I have got enough electric cars. It's actually time for me to honestly get back and do some nitro stuff. When you've got enough electric cars, do you know what I mean? You don't need any more. I think, do I have to take that collar off? Will this boot slide over? No, that's meant. All right. Man, everything in there looks fine. Jeez. What the heck, man? I know this is working fine. I don't even need to take any of this apart. I already know it's working just fine. Smooth operation, the whole deal. You know what I could do though? Just because I like silicone shock fluid. Just do a little dab on there. And I'm going this way. And I gotta make sure. Yep. Come on. Here we go. Yeah. Pretty crazy, man. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to reinstall my little idle screw. Put a little bit of shock, little bit of silicone shock fluid in there just to lubricate. Same thing on this. Lubricate that O-ring. Now, I want to make sure though, I don't want to crank that in. So I open this up a little bit. Let's see where I am. I think I'm hung up on it. Need to make sure I oriented this right. I think I did. I think it doesn't make a difference on there. I just don't want to screw this up because it is functioning on that end. Get off. Get off. And orientation wise, looks like it's the same. No, that is not. Where is the little orifice? Is right there. And I was this way, I believe. Yes. It's that way, cause that, or is it opposite? Crap, do I remember? No, I don't. I think it was this way though. Yeah. I believe it was that way. Because it's got the little vein right there. I don't think the vein is supposed to be underneath. I think it's supposed to be that way. Let's see. I think the vein was that way. All right. Put that back on. All right. So, vein on top. Push in the boot. Make sure that that is staying where it needs to be, which is right there. Right there. I think that's it. Plenty of oil. Am I looking at this backwards? I think I am. Spin that around. Here we go. I think I'm aligned now. Yep. It's aligned. I believe that's about the same idle gap. Not that it even matters because this thing is defective anyway. Might need to just close it in a little bit. Focus. Focus. Okay, don't focus. Why is it not focusing now? There we go. I'm gonna go with that. Chainsaw, good morning, man. All right. Really wish there was a way, man. Where is it? Right there. Naval flash. Man, I really just want to bore into that with a drill bit. Damn, I really just want to. I mean, it's junk, man. It doesn't work. It's going to need a new carburetor anyway. And I'm trying to see thread-wise. It almost does look like you were right. Somebody had said it kind of almost seems like another O-ring should be there. But that still doesn't change the fact that the needle just isn't going deep enough. But it kind of almost does look like there should be an O-ring there, huh? You know, if I pull this O-ring off, no mangle in it, can I? Oops. I just don't want to mangle it. Yeah, it kind of almost does look like there should have been a secondary O-ring on there. Like I was saying, it doesn't seem to affect it though. Because the needle isn't seating deep enough anyway. Because that's about where it sits. And that needle definitely doesn't go anywhere near where it should. Yeah. If I did this by hand, the possibility of ruining the threads. Yeah, because I'm only seating that deep, literally. Just gonna try it again. Let's see how deep this thing goes. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, see, it stops literally right there. That's its stopping point. It does nothing. Thing is, though, is because the OS needle's a remote needle, it's just a different setup. I don't think that this is going to fit. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it's a remote needle. It's a totally different deal. I'd like to just take the needle and be able to use it, but you could look at it. At least get a look at it and see what could happen. Or what couldn't happen. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, way different. Not gonna happen. It's worth a look. Oh well. All right. Well, that's it. I think that's pretty much that's end game for that. That is why I don't get any. That's why I don't get any tuning out of this thing, to where I think it even affects the way the low speed is, because it's just flowing fuel. It's just taking fuel and just dumping it in, and there's no way to shut it off. So pretty crappy. I do want to take a stinking drill bit, man. smells like my daughter's cooking like cupcakes or something upstairs. Why do I smell like cupcakes and frosting right now? So there you go. Red Cat Racing Earthquake 3.5 never ran right out of the box. So what I should do is I should contact 3 years later or 2 years later, contact Red Cat Racing. Oh, man. Even though it was a 2019 purchase, pretty sure it was like December. So 2.5 years or something like that. I think that's honestly, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot Red Cat an email and see if it goes anywhere, because in my opinion, and I'm no designer, in my opinion, the needle and seat is incorrect for this motor. So maybe what I should do, I should leave the T-Max for another whole video. Yeah, I can't do anything with that. And it was worth a shot. And I think that's the best part, is that, you know, in reality, no amount of tuning was going to fix an improper needle. So, but see, taking it apart, when you take apart something, or when you put something together, there's something that somebody had said, which I use for other scenarios, is that don't turn a puzzle into a maze. This is just a puzzle. You look and see how pieces fit together, and then in your mind, you're able to, I guess, diagnose. Like, I mean, think about my Jaguar. And I'll call it Jaguar now. It's been bumped up. It's leveled up. It's now actually officially called a Jaguar. But Jaguar, think about it. That thing was picked up for $275 because the owner and the mechanic shop that was working on it gave up. The mechanic shop did a lot of stupid stuff. And sometimes it takes a fresh eye to relook at something, because you can sometimes get so deep into something that you cause additional problems, which was what happened to that Jaguar. Thing was $275, and then like how much did I say came out of my pocket? $350? Something? $400? I don't remember now. 1, 2, 3? Maybe $300? Crank sensor, 2 fuel pumps, fuel filter. I forgot about that. I don't know, maybe like $400. I don't even know. But for $275, and then, you know, slap on, and of course, yes, you know, is time money? It is, unless it's your vehicle. If you've got the time to work on it, that kind of cost is free. So that's the way I've always looked at, even, you know, some certain jobs that, you know, I do for people. You know, they go, well, why is it this price? Why is it so cheap? And I go, because it's my time. I choose to charge you this price, and I'm good with it. And they're like, well, a lot of people just go, well, I'm going to give you a couple bucks more. I'm like, whatever you want to do. This is the price I'm telling you that it is. You can go with this price, and I'll walk away happy. You'll walk away happy. Your bank account will feel better. But if you want to go ahead, I'm not going to say no. But whatever. I don't know why this cup leaks coffee. This cup. My wife bought this cup. It just leaks. Like a sieve. And like literally leaks from the seal. And she paid, I think she paid $11 for this thing. And even this is defective. What's going on with quality control, like across the board? Like literally, this thing leaks. And it shouldn't. It's a damn coffee cup. You're not supposed to put it to your mouth and have it run down your face and shirt. Why does it, I have to diagnose the coffee cup now? I really don't know why this leaks. The seal looks fine. Maybe there's a leak in the seal. I don't know, man. But that's why I was saying, like, when you get a chance, you know, if you've got the time and you can take something apart carefully. And what I will say is that if you're unsure of how to do something, yes, there are videos, but when you're taking something apart, if something doesn't want to come apart, granted, it could use a little extra force, but what you check for first is you check to make sure there's not something else holding it together. And that's where sometimes, you know, reading and instructions and all that stuff is a very good thing. But if you record yourself taking something apart, or if you take pictures, like a lot of times whenever I do wiring, I will take a picture of the wiring to make sure if I'm going to blow stuff apart, that because I don't have a schematic, my photograph is the schematic. So when I pull wires out, I'm able to put those wires back exactly where they came from, provided the original wiring wasn't screwed up. So, and I think that's what helped with, you know, granted with my son, but that's what helped with Jaguar is just doing some different diagnosis, getting a different set of eyes and a different mind on it, something that was fresh, something that basically said, I think that's what I was getting into, is like when you get into a project, sometimes it can become or feel overwhelming. And when that happens, your mind gets all kinds of screwed up. So if you're able to somehow take a step back and just go, all right, wait a minute, what is this thing doing? Like go back sometimes to the beginning and go, okay, step one. Did I check step one fully? I checked the crank. I checked the crank sensor. That seemed fine. I checked the wiring. That seemed fine. But did I give the wire a jiggle? Did I grab the wiring harness, which was the problem of Jaguar? Did I grab the wiring harness and did I move it? Did I replicate in some way, potentially, what may have been causing the issue with that car? And I think that's what they didn't do. They just went in, they checked stuff. I don't know. They checked their scanner and their Walmart code reader came up with nothing. So I don't know. But having, you know, like wiring diagrams, especially for a car, so you can do pinouts, is definitely a help. So, and that's where my son comes in. I don't have a subscription service, or I ain't gonna pay no, you know, $6.99 like Earl Moorhead does. Earl, because he owns a shop, obviously he has to pay, like, I think he said like every 6 months. It's literally like $700, or it might be more than that. I think like every 6 months he's got to pay. It's like, ugh, and you got to make that money back, man. So when you're like someone like me, I ain't making that money back. I'm not doing enough diag on vehicles to make that back. You know, brake jobs and all that stuff don't pay for diag of a stinking $700 every 6 months subscription to whatever, Snap-on or whatever the heck you've got. I think for my scanner, is $600 every year. I think mine does it by the year. And my scan is fine right now. It's updated to 2022 and I'm good. So, yeah. Defective parts. So I'm not alone. Needle and seat. How do I figure that out, man? I wonder if the Traxxas carb. I wonder if the needle and seat off the Traxxas carb, or even if the Traxxas carburetor fits. Someone had mentioned, I believe in the comments yesterday. Now, see, don't forget, I get Facebook messages too. So I get Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. So people throw me messages, even though they saw it on YouTube. Because YouTube ended, some people try and reach out in other ways and say, hey, like I think KGM. I think I could be wrong. It's too many. And I'm not saying too many people contact me, because it's not the case. It's nice when people contact you because, like I said, they're just trying to help you out. but I think they had said that they tried a carburetor, or hybrid tried a carb, or I think pretty sure hybrid did try a carb. I think that's the consensus of what people said. And maybe it didn't work or something. And then somebody was saying just get a 0.21 dynamite carburetor. And I looked that up, and that's like, I think the going price that I saw for one of those dynamite 0.21s was $45. Somebody had mentioned $35. I couldn't find anything that was anything in that $35 range. And to be honest with you, if it's just a damn needle and seat, I just don't want to spend 40 something bucks on more. I don't want to spend 40 something. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is brand new. This thing is new. I shouldn't have to spend another 40 bucks just so that I can get this thing running. That's wrong. So I'm going to shoot out an email to Red Cat, and I'm going to see if they're going to do anything about it. I feel that that's justified. Yes, it's 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever. December something. Because I looked to see, when I got this thing, because people are curious. People are asking, like, hey, how old is this thing? December of 2019 is when I got it. Who knows how long it sat on the shelf? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Yeah, I think that's it. So this was RC Guy Garage, COVID and Coffee. I am going to just jump into the chat, just say hello to everybody, and then I think I'm going to move on to something else. Just end this live, and then maybe it's still 30 stinking degrees out. Alexa, what's the temperature outside today? Alexa, what's the temperature outside today?
Right now, it's 26 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 41 degrees.
26 degrees right now. It's 9:30, and it's 26. Now, Alexa, be quiet. I'm so abusive to her, aren't I? It's bad. Yeah, I'll put this carburetor back together. But I really actually, because this thing is junk, I really think I'm going to go ahead and drill this out. See if I can do something with it. Because you know what I didn't check though? You know what I do have to check? No, I can't get that. I can't get it going in any way. Nah, because it just won't work. I was thinking like maybe somehow I could get. I'm looking at it like a second time, thinking like, oh yeah, maybe if I look at it twice, something's going to change. I am looking at this little needle thing again. Yeah, it's totally different. Yep. Totally different setup. I might be able to just see if the T-Max carb will go in there. I don't know. I don't know where I'm at. I don't know what I'm thinking right now. I don't know what I'm doing. Drinking my coffee, hanging out with you guys. I said I would jump in the chat. Davidson, what's going on, man? The carb from the Losi will wake up 3 point. Yeah. If I only had a 3.3, yeah, that might be cool. So that's kind of good information. The carb from a Losi 3.4 will wake up at 3.3. That's pretty cool. Thursday, it's warming back up in New Jersey, 29. Yeah, so Addicted, you're in the same stinking boat that I am, man. Not wanting to go outside. Crap. Dude, I'm in a t-shirt right now. This is t-shirt and short time. This is when, I'm in a t-shirt and shorts, man. Cut off. I'm in my regular shirt that I always wear. I got shorts on. I should be outside enjoying the fresh air, not taking a breath in and my lungs crystallizing. You know what I'm saying? Lots of jam. Guy, do I have the no, I don't have the TLR version. I've got the I got the RC Guy Garage TLR version. I actually do have the TLR shock towers for my Typhon. I was going to switch those shock towers over. But no, I don't actually have that TLR branded Losi version of that. 18 in Vermont. Oh, Davidson, you can keep that weather right up there with you, guy. Just you can take my weather too. That's terrible. 18. Forget that, man. No. Thompson, see you later, man. Stuart, I don't know where Shenandoah Valley is. Maybe Alexa can tell me. Alexa, where is Shenandoah Valley?
Here's something I found on the web. According to wikitravel.org, the Shenandoah Valley is located in the western part of Virginia and the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, between the Blue Ridge and Allegheny Mountains.
Jeremy, what, without giving real information away, where you live, what is the, and I know you're saying that the temperature is like that right now, but where you live,
I pronounced that Jeremy,
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Oh my God. Where you live, see, I'm looking for another place to live. So my wife and I, the value of our house right now, you know how they have, or you know how people, talk about, well, if somebody makes a make me move price, I almost feel the make me move price is what the house is valued at right now. The big thing for me, yeah, I'm bourbon. The big thing for me though, and my wife is it's hard to move. Well, for parents, I feel it's hard to move away from your kids. I think the other way around, it's way easier for your kids to move away from your parents. You know what I mean? I remember it was way easy to move away from my parents. It's just not because I didn't love them. Just you start your own life and you want to do your own thing. So like the rough part is my wife and I really want to find another place to live. We don't want to be super far, but we also want just a slightly warmer, longer season. That's it. We're not thinking about going to Florida or California or New Mexico or whatever. And we definitely aren't going up north. I just want to go a little bit further south, but I want to find like, where is the ideal place to live? Like, where is like the weather just more, no tornado alleys, right? No tornado alleys, not that much for hurricanes. I'd rather not have to keep my plow on my truck. I don't even want to plow anymore. I don't know. I just want a slightly warmer, longer season. That's it. And I know if you go to Texas, you could still get snow, but I'm not going to Texas. Yeah, you want a second home down south? Right. Yeah, something you can use, make money, right? Definitely a warmer, longer season than Mass. Yes, sir. Jeremy Stewart, absolutely, man. T-shirt. Well, Massachusetts is T-shirt and short weather for me all the time. Except, I don't know if you guys noticed, I think one of the videos that I did, I actually had a sweatshirt on when I went to the speed jump spot. When I went to that speed jump spot, I actually had sweatpants and a sweatshirt on. I felt like I wanted to be warm that day. Come to Arizona. No, I ain't going to no Arizona. Although Arizona is the place if you want to get a car. Arizona is a place to go get yourself a classic car. That's too far away. I don't want to be so far away that my kids can't visit, or it would be a strain for the kids to visit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe an 8-hour drive or something. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should literally like look on a map. I don't know how I would do that. Maybe I could ask Google or something and just say, show me locations 6 hours away from me, 8 hours away from me. You know what I mean? So it's just like what they call a day trip. You know what I mean? Like when you would kind of be awake and not, be so crazy on a drive. Like I think they call it a day trip, don't they? I think they call it a day trip. So maybe I should just ask Google that and just say, hey, show me locations further south from me. I wonder if it would do that. Further south from me, you know, I can't say show me a longer, warmer season because the thing wouldn't even know what I was talking about. So, yeah, discovered the issue with the earthquake. So, we got RC Jers. What's going on? Southern. All right, see, this is where it's messed up. I like it when somebody says something like this. Southern North Carolina is kind of where it doesn't snow and not too bad in winter. Right. From here to where my parents live in Worcester is a 10-hour drive. Okay. Now, Worcester is not that far away from me either. It's lightly snowing here. Freaking Florida. Yeah, Wally. Yep. Yeah, dude, I know where you live, man. Like, I know what state you live in. You can keep your weather. Keep all that weather to yourself, man. I'm done. I love going to New Hampshire and Maine and Vermont. We've been to Vermont a couple of times. We went to Maine a couple of times, but we like basically feel like our secondary home is in New Hampshire. Only during peak season, though, man. I've become such a wuss bag. Oh, did you hear some new thing? Some new thing. Apparently, the phrase, or I don't know if it's a phrase, but the governor of Florida or something outlawed or put some bill into writing about the word gay, that you can't say the word gay. Well, the word gay to me means happy. So that means I can't use that word anymore? What the? Come on. Are you serious? There actually had to be a stinking bill passed that said that you can't use a word that was originally talking about happiness? Because if you say, hey, I feel gay today, what do most people think? Most people think the other part, but I think happy. So how is that right? That's wrong, man. Now they're basically saying you can't say words? Are you stinking serious, man? I need to get out of here. I'm glad that's down in Florida, man. I need to go live on a different planet. I think there's a bunch of us that need to go live on a different planet. What's the old term? The old phrase, this world is going to hell in a handbasket. It is, dude. It really, really is. To the fact that you can't use a word that used to mean happy. You can't say that word now or something. I didn't even care. I saw it on the news and I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. I don't know, man. Right, but you can slap, right? Dude, right, Wally's World, you got it, man. But you can slap Chris Rock open hand right across the face and you're good to go. And you can also swear at the academies like Will Smith was doing. And I've got an in with information, and man, never realized that the Academy Awards is actually technically part of your job. And he was at work. So he's gonna get, it doesn't matter, man. He just, I don't condone violence too. And I get it, man. Because in reality, like we're gonna get deep. In reality, I was a single parent deal. Single child. Is that saying that right? Single parent, single child, whatever. Just had my mom, that was it. So, and she did awesome, man. I think she created a very well-rounded, respectable individual, which I have compounded that with my kids, which I think is what, every parent does. You try to give your kids better than you had. And when I think back, man, I've got no issues with how my mother raised me. And did she hit me? Hell yeah. But think about it. It's not like she wanted to. She had to. What did I get? So I got, the regular open hand smack. I got the belt. I got the coat hanger. and I got the whip, a horse whip. My mother used a horse whip on me. But I deserved it. And am I crushed? Am I ruined? No. Did I ever open hand spank my kids? Yes. Because when they deserved it, they needed some kind of shock. So I kind of get, while it's not right to do, I kind of get it. You know, I mean, what do you do? I mean, sometimes you do lose your mind and, you know, keep your wife's name out your... or keep my wife's name. I don't know, man. Oh, it was funny. Funny, but not. Whatever. That just goes to show you he's human. You know, he makes mistakes. He gets caught up in stuff and whatever. All right. Anyway, so this is RC Guy Garage. This was a COVID and coffee, but Nitro RC sometimes a good, sometimes a shit. That's what it was. With this particular RC, this is kind of ruining Nitro in a way, because I'm not against Nitro in reality, but when you've got defective parts and there's nothing that you can do about it other than maybe go ahead and throw another carburetor at it, because you probably can't get, you know, individual pieces or whatever. Yeah, I didn't lose that. I was just making sure I didn't lose the piece. So like I said, because this thing is junk, I probably am going to take a drill bit to it. And I'm going to see if I can, maybe it might be a bad idea, but I'm going to take my, I'm going to do it the right. Oh, I didn't realize the camera got that messed up. I'm going to do it the right way. I'm actually going to take my calipers. I'm going to see if I can measure stuff, making sure that, you know, I'm not blowing out tolerances and whatever. Just do the best that I can and see if I can find a drill bit. See if I can drill down a little bit further to get that needle to actually seat. And this isn't going to be any kind of perfection way of doing this. This is going to be a hazardous way of doing it, because I'm going to put this in my vise. I'm going to put this in my vise and very carefully take my auger drill bit, and I'm going to try and see if I can drill out. It's kind of almost like drilling out a jet. You know what I mean? But not. You know what I mean? It's you know what I'm saying? Kind of like drilling out a jet, but not. I'm going to provide extra seat clearancing, and I could totally screw this up. But at this point in time, it doesn't actually matter because it's already screwed up. So, but I think that is what I'm going to try. I'm going to try drilling it out, and I'll see what happens. I'll see if I can get that needle to do what it's supposed to do. So anyways, yeah, I think that's it. So this was COVID and Coffee. Nitro, like I said, sometimes good, sometimes a shit. But it does ruin the RC hobby when, especially with a Nitro, that something like this happens out of the box. It's nothing that I did. I'm glad I found the issue. That just goes to show that I kind of know a little bit. I kind of know a little bit of what I'm doing, don't I? I mean, I took it apart. I found out what the issue was. And that's the best part. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyways, I'm out of here. Thank you guys for coming to COVID and Coffee, Nitro, Junk, and I'm out of here.